Hey, what up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Gotta ask y'all this question real quick because it's important. Um, how do you really see yourself? Now, seriously, how do you really see yourself? And what I mean by that, I think I'm of the opinion that we all, for the most part, walk around with a minimum of two versions of ourselves within ourselves. And one of those versions is the one that you show to everybody when you out in the public. This is who I present myself to be when I'm around people. And the other one is who you really are when you're alone, when it's just you, just to yourself. Ain't nobody to try to impress. Ain't nobody to try to um, present an alternate perspective about yourself to. None of that. It's just you, where your thoughts are just your true thoughts are just expressed outwardly from yourself, and nobody hears it but you and the Creator. The reason why I ask this is that because we have to work to try to align ourselves up to where there's only just one version of us, and that's the real version. Now, I'm not talking about um, personal things about yourself. I'm not talking about telling all your business and speaking on your history and all that things that should be other none of other people's business. I'm talking about becoming real enough to be the same person that you are behind closed doors. You're that person out in the public. And too many times we see people who live their whole life putting on a front, portraying a false image in order to um, again impress people, in order to get in certain circles, to accomplish certain things. And some people are fine with living that way. Some people don't have no problem. Man, I'm, I'm a chameleon. I'm gonna become whatever I gotta become to get whatever it is I'm trying to get. But for other people who might live like that, they go home and it's hard for them to look at themselves in the mirror. They don't really like that. They don't like to what they call fake it to make it. And you shouldn't. You should be able to be yourself, no matter who you around. Now, is that to say, in professional settings that you flipping out and cussing and being unprofessional and nah, it's a difference. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that even within the respect that you give to other people and within the etiquette that you display in settings that require that, you ain't going above and beyond to kiss nobody's behind and smiling and grinning and laughing when ain't nothing funny, or over laughing when it is funny, and all this different stuff. You still are being solid. You still are being you. And if you have an opinion or a alternate view of something in the middle of a discussion or a conversation, you can express that without being belligerent or disrespectful and things of that nature. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's no better feeling than to know that you stand on your actual personality, your actual character, no matter what. And I talked about the two versions of us. But for some people, man, you talk about split personalities, man. Some people have multiple versions of themselves. It's whoever they go around, that's who they become. Just like, who do I need to be today? What do I need to act like or portray that I am today that I'm really not? And there's some people that that's just how they get down. And people would say, well, man, he's two-faced. Some people are like nine-faced, seven-faced. He ain't just two-faced. But you want to try to condense that down, man, to where you become just a solid individual. Um, One of the biggest compliments that a person can pay you is when they say, hey, man, shh, that guy right there, he the same person no matter what. He always been how he is, man. That's who he is. He ain't never changed. He don't get around people and start fronting and capping and all that. He don't do nothing. That's a compliment. That's a big, big compliment. And people who are the opposite of that, they tend to resent people who are like that. And part of the reason why they resent people like that, in my opinion, is because, you know, they wish that they could be more like that. You know, it takes a lot of times, man. The weird part about it takes courage to be real, and but we got to start working on that because I just feel like it's actually a health tip. Now, what you mean it's a health tip? How's being real a health tip? Because when you go against your natural order in terms of your mentality and the way that you should be, and when somebody says something that you ain't really comfortable with or that you don't really rock with, but you still, hey, yeah, man, you sure right. See, you are going against the grain of your nature, and that has an effect on your mental and your physical. So this is a health tip, mental and physical health. Just learn how to be real. Work on it. Work on it. Because you don't want to be that person, man, who you one way here and another way there. That's too much, man. And it's too much work. I would assume that to just put on all these different uniforms, mental uniforms everywhere you go, that's too much work, man. You know, people got to take you or leave you, you know, and a lot of us have this thing where we just want everybody to like us. And that is as big of a fantasy, big of an illusion um, as Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Some of the most righteous people that ever walked the planet had enemies, had people who spoke negatively about them, who had people who just flat out didn't like them, had people that wanted to kill them. It ain't done nothing but show love and try to help people. So you being unrealistic to try to run around here trying to please everybody. You should walk around trying to do right by everybody. Never come out the gate trying to be disrespectful or wrong people, but on the same token, demand and command respect from people. And if people don't like the realness, that's not a you problem. That's a them problem. So, all right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I will hit y'all up with another one real soon. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and hit that like button. And go subscribe to my podcast, the Underground Dialogue Podcast. Go do that right now. Peace and love.